On July 8, 2020, the eyes of every cricket fan were glued to the television screens in search of something new, something exciting, as the first competitive international cricket since the COVID-19 outbreak was set to begin in Southampton between England and West Indies. At the start of the match, even before the first ball of the series was bowled, in an unprecedented fashion, all cricketers went down to take a knee. Even those not on the field respectfully waited around the boundary line to show their solidarity to the ongoing Black Lives Matter movement. "I can't breathe." Those three harrowing words will forever be remembered for sharpening the focus of everyday injustice that people in a minority face. The cold-blooded murder of African American man George Floyd in the hands of white policemen on May 25th in USA made people around the world stop, take a pause, reflect, and to have a serious discussions about racism and police brutality in their own countries. The world of sport has understood their responsibilities to get behind the awareness movement, and in Southampton, it was cricket's turn. But are gestures enough to eradicate a virus like racism, which has plagued the game from its inception? In the light of recent social events, cricketers have lent their voices to the cause. Former West Indies captain Darren Sammy was the first to broach the age-old topic of racism. In a particular Instagram story, Sammy described how a racial slur had been used on both him and the Sri Lankan all-rounder Thisara Perera by his teammates during their time at Sunrisers Hyderabad franchisee in the Indian Premier League. Indian cricketers Abhinav Mukund and Irfan Pathan have pointed out that they have been racially abused in domestic cricket. Both cricketers have also pointed out the fact that the use of racial slur is so normalized in the Indian subcontinent that they are even used as terms of endearment. Perhaps the most recent example of this incident was when former Pakistan captain Sarfaraz Ahmed was heard uttering a racial slur in Urdu directed at a South African all-rounder Andile Philukwe during a ODI last year. Former England cricketer Michael Carberry has criticized the media's portrayal of black cricketers. Another former cricketer from the England's women's team, Ebony Rainford Brent, spoke about the existence of institutionalized racism in the English game. The ECB has acknowledged that systemic racism exists in the game in the United Kingdom and promised to counter it. The origin of the game itself has its roots in colonialism, but with the time, the game created a diverse history. However, there are various examples when the legacy of the game was tarnished by incidents of racism. The other such publicized encounters include the infamous Monkey Gate incident involving Andrew Symonds and India's Harbhajan Singh. Former Aussie cricketer Dean Jones' off-mic reference to Hashim Amla as terrorist was one such incident. Another former Aussie cricketer Darren Lehmann's racial outburst against Sri Lanka, Tony Greig's infamous "make them grovel" remark on the West Indies team in the 70s, and the even unofficial South African rebel tours were directly backing the institutionalized racial segregation of the apartheid regime. The rise of the great West Indies team that dominated the world cricket for nearly 20 years between the 70s and 80s against the tide of white supremacy was a turning point in the game of cricket. Michael Holding, who was part of that team and also one of the very few black cricket commentators, has been very vocal about the Black Lives Matter movement. On broadcasting duty for Sky Sports during the first test between England and West Indies, the legendary fast bowler has stated that education is the key to eradicating the problem of racism and ensuring that this becomes a moment of genuine change in the society. In October 2012, the new ICC anti-racism policy for international cricket was introduced to maintain the integrity of the game. While the anti-racism policy and code both apply specifically to international matches, all ICC members are encouraged to adopt and implement corresponding policies to all of their domestic setup. The ICC has set rules on the field, but the member associations do have a major role to play in nipping the problem in the bud by educating players from the grassroots level. Racism is a pandemic, and the gestures by the cricketers in England is just the beginning of a large battle to eliminate systematic racism from the gentleman's game.